A major update on the future of TNA Wrestling's media rights deal, with an expectation that an announcement is coming by the end of this year. In addition to that, a new network, being AMC, reportedly is a possible landing spot for TNA Wrestling's flagship broadcast, Impact. All of the details and more in this news update. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's get straight into it, talking about TNA Wrestling and the latest when it comes to their media rights negotiations. This is certainly a really interesting story that could have a conclusion within the next couple of weeks. Now, TNA's media rights future has been a major talking point in the wrestling industry over the course of the last 6 months or so, and details on a potential timeline for a deal and suitors for the promotion have emerged courtesy of John Alba of Sports Illustrated. Now, high-ranking television industry sources have indicated to the Takedown on SI in a new article written by John Alba that there is an expectation that TNA Wrestling will announce a new media rights deal by the end of 2025, if not sooner. The Takedown on SI say they reached out to TNA Wrestling officials about when an expected deal would be announced, and they said there is no further updates at this time. Now, TNA's president, Carlos Silva, has been actively shopping TNA Wrestling's media distribution rights in 2025, a move he was brought in to lead the charge on when he was named to the position earlier this year. He told the Takedown on SI earlier this year in the summer that Creative Artists Agency estimated that the average annual value for TNA's rights to be somewhere between $7 million and $10 million. Currently, TNA's programming airs on Access TV and the TNA Plus app, though Access TV is owned by the promotion's parent company, Anthem Sports and Entertainment. As a result, TNA Impact has not been generating the money it would otherwise be if it were to be licensed elsewhere. It is not clear at this time what the length of a potential deal or its value would be. This is where it gets really interesting, because since news of TNA shopping its media rights became public, multiple names have emerged as being interested in the promotion. Wrestling industry sources told the Takedown on SI earlier this year in the summer that all options were on the table for TNA Wrestling as far as its media rights future was concerned, including a potential move to a WWE-friendly network or even going head-to-head with AEW programming. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer also noted back in August that A&E and the CW were among the interested parties in TNA's media rights, both of which, of course, have WWE affiliation, airing NXT on the CW, and, of course, several WWE programmings on A&E. The Takedown on SI say they have learned through TV industry sources that another network with no current WWE ties has been pursuing TNA's media rights, with them indicating that AMC has emerged as a potential landing spot. Of course, AMC has been known for its premium cable television show offerings in the past, such as Breaking Bad, Mad Men, and The Walking Dead, though it has never aired pro wrestling programming. Back in 2014, there were very brief rumors that there had been interest in the network acquiring WWE and merging with it. Those proved to be unfounded, of course. Now, while no network can avoid the trend of cord cutting and the move to streaming, a deal with AMC would present a substantial increase in potential eyes for the TNA wrestling product. WrestleNomics estimated in 2023 that Access TV was in a little more than 30 million homes in the United States, while last year's industry estimates for AMC put it at approximately double that. Now, AMC falls under the AMC Networks umbrella, which is majority owned by James Dolan's family. Dolan is also the executive chairman and CEO of Madison Square Garden Sports and Madison Square Garden Entertainment, overseeing not just the venue's operations, but also those of the New York Knicks and the New York Rangers. Among other AMC Networks assets are BBC America, IFC, Sundance TV, and WeTV. WWE, which is in an official partnership with TNA, has run the theatre at Madison Square Garden once this year and will return this month for a couple of episodes of NXT, particularly the Gold Rush specials. Monday Night Raw is also at the main arena for John Cena's final Raw appearance that's taking place tonight. Now, it is not known at this time whether a potential deal with AMC or any other interested partner for that matter would include changing nights, or if the company would continue to broadcast its signature program on Thursday nights. Those details we just don't know right now. through its access to Access TV. It was a major part of TNA staying afloat during the COVID-19 pandemic. The company has been actively seeking a new media rights deal to bring in new revenue for quite some time. It was not indicated with certainty whether the programming would be fully live, but the aforementioned sources said that they believe there would be more live shows from the company in a new media rights package. TNA had two of its biggest North American wrestling houses ever this past year with TNA Slammiversary and TNA Bound for Glory, the latter of which featured a marquee match seeing the Hardy Boys retire Team 3D and Mike Santana win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship from Trick Williams. However, Santana has actually just lost the championship. The company took a month-long pause from TV tapings after Bound for Glory, resuming them this past week. During those tapings, Santana would lose the TNA title to Frankie Kazarian in his first official defense as the champion. Of course, if we get any more details as to a possible announcement regarding these media rights deals, we'll let you know in the future. But where do you think TNA and its broadcast programming will land? Let me know your thoughts as always in the comment section below. Now, tonight is an historic episode of Monday Night Raw, as it is John Cena's last as an active in-ring WWE superstar. John Cena is set to open the November 17th episode of WWE Monday Night Raw in Madison Square Garden. Tonight will be Cena's final WWE Raw appearance as an active in-ring competitor. Though he is not currently scheduled to compete, he has said that he will wrestle one last time on Raw. Raw General Manager Adam Pearce also confirmed that Nikki Bella will speak on the show. Bella, of course, turned on WWE Women's World Champion Stephanie McClure last Monday on Raw as well. Cena, as I mentioned, has stated that he cannot wrestle on Monday Night Raw. He's set to make his final appearance on Raw tonight in Madison Square Garden. Though a match has not been officially announced, Cena and Netflix have confirmed he will be wrestling on the show. Ahead of the event, John Cena sent out the following message on social media. He said, quote, "Tomorrow night on Netflix is the end of an era in WWE. Don't miss the final episode of WWE Raw you will ever see me perform in. No better stage than the iconic Madison Square Garden to chant 'Let's go Cena' or 'Cena sucks.' Whatever it is, the last time is now, because after this, I can't wrestle," with a winky emoji. Of course, Cena won the WWE Intercontinental Championship last Monday on Raw, defeating Dominic Mysterio, becoming a Grand Slam WWE champion in the process. Now, there was a controversial story going on over the weekend regarding WWE Hall of Famer Bill Goldberg. The big event Entertainment and Sports Expo took place on Saturday, November 15th at the Suffolk Credit Union Arena in Brentwood, New York. And the convention featured a whole host of pro wrestling legends signing autographs, including Goldberg, Sting, and the Great Muta. As part of the convention, K&S WrestleFest promoted their own private autograph signing session with Goldberg, charging fans $80 for an object signed by the WWE Hall of Famer, which would then be mailed to the customer. The organization, however, noted in a since-deleted Facebook post that Goldberg's private signing didn't happen as planned after Goldberg walked out. Quote, "Unfortunately, Goldberg's private signing did not happen. We had all our items laid out, ready to sign, as Goldberg was doing another private for another vendor. After he was done, he got up, said he was done, walked past our stuff, and left. We are all super disappointed and frustrated. My apologies to all," K&S WrestleFest wrote. Now, Goldberg walking out has since been disputed by Tom Unger, the promoter of the big event Entertainment Sports Expo, and they claimed in comments on a Facebook post that Goldberg signed autographs for 5 hours. K&S WrestleFest were allegedly told by Unger that their items would be autographed by Goldberg if he had time, but it wasn't guaranteed. After Goldberg completed his contractual obligations, he left. Unger wrote, quote, "No, he wasn't. He signed for the fans for 5 hours straight. Ken wasn't guaranteed anything. I told him if we had time, we would get your items done. He shouldn't be posting this all over like the victim. This was my deal and my customers come first. Shouldn't take mail order from all of you not knowing if it was going to get done." Now, Goldberg, of course, retired from professional wrestling in-ring competition earlier this year, losing to Gunther on the July 12th edition of Saturday Night's Main Event. He has since expressed his unhappiness over WWE's treatment of him around his retirement. Goldberg, of course, recently stirred controversy after he referred to Asuka as some girl over breaking his undefeated streak record. Now, some really sad news here regarding AEW's Rebel and her cancer diagnosis. Rebel, real name Tanae Brooks, has announced she has been diagnosed with primary pulmonary lymphoma, a rare type of lung cancer. Brooks has suffered from health issues since May 2024 when she was hospitalized with what was believed to be pneumonia. After she didn't get better over the next year, Brooks visited the Mayo Clinic, where she was diagnosed with primary pulmonary lymphoma. Quote, May of 2024, I was hospitalized for what I thought was cryptococcal pneumonia, which is fungal masses on my lungs. I went a year long on antifungals, and after a year of antifungals, I was not getting better. It wasn't a very smooth sailing journey to where I am right now. There were infections, ruptures, tumors, so I had to address those as well, Brooks said in a social media video. After a year of not getting better, I decided to go to the Mayo Clinic to see if I could get treated by them. They found that it was not cryptococcal pneumonia this whole time, and that it was primary pulmonary lymphoma, which is cancer in the lungs. If there is a best case scenario, then I have it, so that's good. In addition to her cancer diagnosis, Brooks revealed she has been diagnosed with functional neurological disorder, which has restricted her ability to walk and speak clearly, and she now uses a walker. The disorder has also caused loss of function in Brooks' right hand. She is set to begin rehab for the disorder this week to improve her function, and her rehab will be Monday to Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Brooks also noted she is currently dealing with an infection. When she heals, Rebel will have a third bronchoscopy in December, and the best course of treatment to combat the cancer will be determined. Rebel is hoping to begin treatment in January of 2026. Now, she's been part of professional wrestling since 2013 and had runs in TNA Wrestling, Stardom, and OVW before signing with All Elite Wrestling in 2019, initially just to work on hair and makeup. She became an on-screen character in April 2020 as the assistant of Britt Baker, and she remained on television as the manager of Baker and Jamie Hayter until 2023. Of course, we wish her nothing but the best in her recovery, and we'll be thinking about her throughout her entire process. Now, Grayson Waller, he mocked and made fun of the NXT crowd last night in Chicago and pulled the wool over their eyes. Grayson Waller has trolled the Chicago WWE NXT live event crowd by coming to CM Punk's theme music. Now, on the November 15th NXT live event in Chicago, Illinois, several WWE main roster stars would feature as part of the event, such is the case for this week's NXT live event loop. One superstar who featured as part of the loop was former NXT superstar Grayson Waller, who would decide to troll the Chicago crowd. In a new video posted to social media from the live event, CM Punk's Cult of Personality theme song would play to a big reaction in Punk's hometown. However, it would end up being Waller who would walk out in front of the crowd, resulting in the reaction changing from cheers to boos. Waller would proceed to sit in the ring cross-legged, just like Punk. Now, you can see, obviously, the videos on social media. I would recommend it. It's well worth a watch. Now, more AEW versus CMLL matches have been confirmed for upcoming CMLL shows. CMLL announced 2 matches for the November 22nd edition of CMLL Sábado de Coliseo at Arena Coliseo in Mexico City, Mexico. CMLL announced 2 matches for the November 22nd edition of the show. The event will air live from Arena Coliseo in Peru 77 in Mexico City. CMLL announced that Team CMLL, which is Atlantis Jr. and Defunto, will face the team of Commander and the Beast Mortos. This is Commander's 3rd CMLL appearance. He made his debut earlier this year. Also on the show, Templario and Titan will face Los Villanos in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Other matches have also been confirmed for the show. Now, some sad news here regarding legendary broadcaster Bob Caudle. Legendary announcer Bob Caudle has passed away at the age of 95. The news was revealed by his son Mike, who said his father passed away in his sleep. Caudle started with Jim Crockett Promotions in the late 1950s and was the voice of Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling. He also worked for Smoky Mountain Wrestling and made appearances at NWA reunion shows over the years. He appeared via video at Ric Flair's last match, opening and closing the show. He was known for his trademark welcome, "Hello wrestling fans," and his sign-off line, "That'll do it for this week. We'll see you next week, and until then, so long for now." Flair wrote on social media, "Bob Caudle was a great friend and someone who helped me develop my interview skills. You were a great man, Bob, and you will be remembered forever as one of the greatest announcers of all time. I cherish all the time that I got to spend with you. Rest in peace, my dear friend." Of course, we send condolences to the family, friends, and fans of Bob Caudle. Now, a bit of an update here on Tony D'Angelo, just what is going on with the former Don of NXT. Well, Tony D'Angelo has been out of action, and really we haven't heard much of an update on him coming back as of late. However, there is a slight development being reported here by Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select. Tony D hasn't wrestled since July on NXT and hasn't been referenced on any WWE programming in months. When Fightful asked in the summer if his main roster call-up was imminent, people there said they hadn't heard anything. 3 months later, Fightful seemingly have got their first update. Fightful Select say they have been following up with NXT staff and talent for months, and were told that if he's been at the Performance Center, they haven't seen him. That changed this past week as Tony was reportedly backstage at the NXT show in Orlando on November 11th. It was claimed he wasn't dressed to train or to film anything. Very little additional detail was provided outside of it being a rarity to see him these days and that people were happy to see him there. Now, as of right now, according to Sapp, he remains under contract to WWE. And finally, Dustin Rhodes has provided another health update as he's out of action with injury at the moment. Dustin Rhodes is currently on the shelf after undergoing double knee replacement surgery back in August. After winning the AEW TNT Championship at All in Texas 2025 in a shock result, it wasn't long until he dropped the gold in an acclaimed match with Kyle Fletcher on Collision before being written off AEW programming to undergo his needed surgery. Although he is aiming to come back to the ring within the next year, Rhodes is not finished with major surgeries, though he is happy to wait until retirement for his next one. Taken to X, Rhodes revealed he will also be having double shoulder surgery in the future. He said, quote, "The one positive I can say about my knee replacement is the arthritis is gone. I'll be doing both shoulders when I call it quits. They are also destroyed. I chose to abuse my body in more ways than one and wouldn't change a damn thing." When it comes to his AEW return, Dustin Rhodes recently noted he was hoping to be back in the ring by March of 2026. But there you go, guys. The latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.